It's time to cook some chicken. Let's go, mamas. So butterfly chicken is not actually a breed of chicken. It is, for all of those who may be thinking that, no, it just means to cut it very thinly without slicing off your fingers. So you're butterflying the chicken in half, like a butterfly. See? And then to really tenderize the chicken, you're going to smush it with this spat, mama. Okay. So what I've learned before is that it gets very messy to just go ahead and do that. So like the cooking shows, I have some chicken off to the side, and then I'm gonna pull out the cooked chicken. No, I already kind of saran wrapped this chicken though. And you're just gonna tenderize it. Now, if you do your cooking during nap time, you might wanna tenderize that very slowly and very gracefully. But still give it a good pounding. And once tenderized, you're gonna pop it into the hot pan that you see sizzling right here. All right, so I got my pan, gonna turn it on to hot, which I also learned that is not high because you don't need to be burning your pan before you even get to cooking the food. And I have my garlic, I have my avocado oil that will lightly coat the pan so that the chicken that I did not bread yet will be breaded. So this is my almond flour breading. And this is just to lightly crisp the chicken. Who doesn't like crispy? Really? It gives it that texture that you need to eat it. So I have my almond flour all over the place. And some is in the bowl. I've pounded my chicken. And now for the flouring. So you just lightly flour this, and while your pan is getting hot, drop in that oil. Again, I'm not here to saturate my chicken or make it unhealthy in any way, so I'm going to just try to lightly coat the pan with oil and see how that goes with my garlic. And that is the first step, and this will still be under 20 minutes because this is a mama meal. It has to be under 20 minutes. Okay, so again, lightly breaded chicken, beautiful. And do another piece in here. And you know, mamas, we try to not use as many bowls as possible because why? We have to clean them all. So I'm a fan of throwing everything together. This is looking like it's doing just fine, having a little buddy with it. So I'm just gonna drape them over like that. Look at that. A little almond flour to coat. And I like to use Simple Mills almond flour because it's a pretty clean product and doesn't add any extreme additives to my lovely chicken breasts. There you go, which reminds me, I gotta start pumping soon. So, little break. Just kidding, that is a great way to burn a pan. So, we have our oil here. I'm gonna throw in the garlic because it looks like it's getting hot. Feels like it's getting a little bit hot and isn't quite hot enough because it usually does that sizzling noise that I like. It didn't sizzle, but we don't have, again, oh, bouncy bouncy. We don't really have a lot of oil in there. It's not like inches of oil. You can always do this in the air fryer, but I am going to make my Brussels sprouts in the air fryer, and I don't have that double air fryer kind of thing. So, ooh, we got enough fight. This chicken. Again, pounded my chicken, lightly breading my chicken, and then I'm going to throw it in to the oil to have it cooked and flavored a bit. And then we go on to the next step, which is the sauce. So now my pan is making noise, which is a great noise, a little sizzle, right? So I have my pan there. I'm going to start loading my chicken into the pan. And then I'm going to start adding my little seasonings. And again, I don't want to load the pan up. I learned this the hard way. So I have rosemary. And these, oh, it smells so good. Okay, I was told also to not be so conservative on the seasonings. I don't know what happened to sizzle. What happened to sizzle? A little higher. Because dried seasonings also don't, they're not as potent. Ooh, that was a little much. They're not as potent as the fresh seasonings. That piece will be, but usually they're not as potent as the fresh seasonings. I need those things. Tongs. Okay, a fork will do. So that fork is gonna do. Okay, here's my tongs for the day. I impress myself with how much equipment I have for cooking these days, because I really didn't have a lot. And now I kind of have, if I don't have the right tools, I find a tool that works just as well. But again, if I had a bigger pan, that would be great. If, you know, could have more pans, that would also be great to start, because you're not supposed to load the pan with chicken. And as you see, make sure you shut everything off if you're going to use your stove as your cutting board as well. Okay, so here's going to be my brown chicken, and I butterflied my chicken so that it will cook much faster too, because us mom, we only have 20 minutes. Okay, and now we have that sizzle going that I like. So also what helps is to clean as you go. You might need some things still out, which I do. So I start organizing as I go, because I'm still gonna make more chicken. I need the seasonings, and I needed a plate for my, not to have cross-contamination going on, but I'm sure there's some kind of cross-contamination between having the raw chicken out on my table over here and the plate where the chicken's gonna go into. So again, sizzling until it's nice and browned. Again, you can keep it on for a couple more minutes, but it's not sticking to the pan, so it's a win. So while this is sizzling up, and I'm gonna flip it pretty soon because it looks like it's getting to a good color on that side of things, I'm going to start pounding some more chicken. Again, to not mess up my pounder, I'm going to put the saran wrap over the chicken. And it keeps it nice and clean. Not that you don't have to clean it, you should still clean it, but it helps process things. So I'm going to flip this. And thank you, ma'am. Ooh, golden brown. Just like in the little recipe that I'm stealing this from, which I will share. But, you know, be done my way. So I have the breadcrumbs here, the flour, almond flour again I'm using. I wonder how this is going to come out with almond flour. I actually never made this recipe, so I can't compare it to anything. But I can compare it to, like, you know, what I think tastes good and what doesn't. I'm sure my family will tell me as well. So here is the chicken. We're going to turn this down just a slight bit so that I don't burn it. But it looks like it's almost done, and this was about 5 minutes on each side, I want to say. So now I guess I'm at 10 minutes. But, you know, if you're a family of 3, you'd be good. I eat like a family of 6. So we're going to cook a little bit more chicken. And we have it breaded. Now I'm going to grab my other pieces. And I'm going to take this one out. Okay, again, no cross-contamination here. What are you talking about? Okay. So our chicken's not done. The chicken part of it is done. But this is not done. And I want to cook more chicken. So what do I do here? My mentor is actually not here right now. I'm going to add a little bit more oil. I think that's going to be okay. The flavors are still there. And I'm going to just lay down my new chicken. Again, not giving them all room to breathe, you know. I want the girls to breathe a little bit. So when I'm done with these pieces, I will start to do my little sauce, which is gonna be a lemon sauce, which is gonna be phenomenal. I'm gonna speak it into existence. It's gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna let these cook. And again, if you have a bigger pan, you cook more breasts at one time. If you're a small little family, you can probably just all share this. But I'm going to make a little bit more of a batch, still under 20 minutes. Timey. In between, really important, wash your hands. Because there might be some chicken residue on your hands from flouring the chicken. Now I'm carrying out like cross contamination thing. And while those chickens are doing their thing, you could again clean up the area, and then we'll be good to do our sauces, which require lemon and chicken broth and thyme. Finally, just this time, not anymore thyme, right? Oh, fresh herbs are so good, and I've kind of made a point this year to use more fresh herbs because it's just like, you know, you're eating fresh and you just feel good doing it. You know, it makes you feel like a chef. Kind of. The lemon squeezer, so you don't get any of those little lemon seeds in there. Little things like this really make me happy. Okay, get another knife. Another knife, a lemon knife, so that we can cut the lemon. This is almost done. It's telling me, you can hear it. I'm almost done. So we're gonna take those out because I think the chicken's gonna cook a little bit in that sauce too. Wow, check that out. I mean, I feel like a chef. So we're gonna add your chicken broth. Ooh. And I guess depending on how much. So I'm not really going by a recipe here. I'm going by an inspiration of a recipe. And depending on how much sauce you really want, I would assume that you use more chicken broth. That looks like a good amount. Where's that thing? Okay, so squeezing the lemon in. I like noise. I like my noise. I like my food to talk. It's a workout. Boop. No seeds. So I'm going to throw that to the side. Get in the sink. Squeeze again. Squeeze. Oh. Drop. Ooh, ooh. No one saw that. And there. So that's pretty lemony. That's one lemon. It definitely smells like my cleaning products. So, there you go. So I'm going to season that up a little bit. A little bit of garlic powder. A little bit of, what is this? Rosemary. Rosemary. Okay. And basil, basilico. I like fresh basil too. Oof, that smells so good. Oh, it looks like something is happening. Slowly. I'm gonna start. So probably shouldn't use this on the pan. Trouble with that one. So get a lighter tool here, and to thicken it, I'm going to just use a little bit of the flour. Right? I don't know. I didn't finish reading the recipe. This smells really good. Again, a little salt. And we're gonna pop our chicken back in there. And said to do something. Use a nice word like bask the chicken in it, or you know, sauce the chicken in it. No, I gotta look at my recipe. Okay, so it says to coat the chicken. And I don't know if you were supposed to add in any more of the, not the breadcrumbs, but it did say to take off all the crunchies from the bottom of the pan. I think I got a lot of the crunchies, the burnt stuff. So I did do a lot of that, and I added a little bit more flour to the sauce. I thought my grandma used to do that, but we do this. So we have to wait until it bubbles, then we're gonna add the chicken back in and the thyme. So fresh thyme, oof, and just add as much of this as you want because it smells so good, and it's gonna make everyone think you're a master at the chef thing. So just cooking up. Oh, look at that. Looks like a gravy. Do you see it? You see it? Great. Okay, just turning this around here and letting it bubble. So I'm gonna put it a little bit higher, and then I'm gonna coat the chicken back into it. Drop it in, let go. Okay. But I'm really just proud of my chicken. It looks really good. Now, the thing about chicken is you have to be able to cut it with a fork. Apparently that's the thing about chicken. That's what I've heard about when my chicken wasn't able to cut with a fork, so hey, that's looking really forky to me. Yeah, I did it. I mean, I have a really good fork, so. But yes, check out my lemon chicken. Ooh, there we go. That's the lemon chicken. So I'm personally gonna use a quinoa brown mix, Trader Joe's bag of rice mix that I do really love, and my family loves it. And I might toss these Brussels sprouts into a steamer or the air fryer with a little bit of honey and lemon themselves. A little maple syrup maybe. Really nice side dish. My mouth is watering. So, mama, manja, and enjoy. 3 minutes. 3 minutes in the microwave. Win.
Oh yeah.